The city of Enid has joined forces with the Enid Commission for the Dr. Martin Luther King Commission, I should say. And our special guest this morning is Pat Stevenson. She's a friend of everyone here in the Enid community. Good morning, Pat. Thank you for joining us. Tell us, what is the role of the Martin Luther King Commission here in Enid, Oklahoma? What's the purpose of that commission?
The purpose of the commission? Well, my purpose is to get the community together, and we feel like the Martin Luther King celebration invites the whole community to let them know what's going on in the community and to keep Dr. Martin Luther King's dream going. So we like to keep it going, so that's the purpose of the commission.
Okay. And I should have mentioned here at the outset that Pat serves as the chairperson of the Martin Luther King Commission. So you're one of the key decision makers. So thank you for joining us this morning.
That's right. Thank you for joining us, Pat. I've heard a lot about you. This is the first time I meet you, so I'm really glad that you're on the show this morning.
Thank you.
Why, can you tell us a little bit of why you are involved and why you serve on this commission?
Well, I'm involved because I am a community person and I love people. So at the time when we started, this is my first year being the chairperson, but I just feel like it's important for myself to be involved, to let other people know and realize it's very important to keep this going. And I just love the people, and Dr. Martin Luther King was a person that loved people, and he showed his love by doing things. And I feel like if people get involved, it's important.
You said just a few moments ago, Pat, that, again, one of the reasons you're involved and one of the roles of the commission is to celebrate diversity. So what's your personal opinion on why it's important to celebrate diversity here in Enid?
Well, you know, Dr. Martin Luther King was a advocate for diversity. I feel like his main thing was diversity. He wanted all people, you know, his speeches, all people to be treated equal. That was his thing. He was for equality, and that included everybody. So I felt like he was a diverse person. And here in Enid, we have a lot of diverse here in Enid, you know. So I feel like if we can get all the diversity involved in it, it would show that we're still keeping his dream alive.
So I seen some pictures of this last weekend. You guys had a really great weekend. I know that there was a really good breakfast on Saturday.
Yes.
I used to go to Central Assembly, so that's the reason why I got to see some of the pictures. Can you tell us a little bit of what was the goal or the purpose of this breakfast?
Well, the purpose of the breakfast was, because another thing, Dr. Martin Luther King was a man of God, I felt like. And it was to get the people, it was a prayer breakfast. And it was just get the community together and show how we can come together in unity as praying, because that's what we felt like it's going to take, prayer, you know. And we had the pastors from different churches, and we felt like the breakfast was just a start of getting the community to come together, pray, and just that's what Dr. Martin Luther King was about. So, and the breakfast went over really well.
It's very good. Good morning, Enid. It's 7:46. Our special guest this morning, Pat Stevenson, the chairperson for the Martin Luther King Commission here in Enid, Oklahoma. Pat, Saturday will be a big day. Monday will be the official federal holiday, but Saturday is a big day here in Enid, Oklahoma. There is a march, I understand, and also a celebration service. Tell us about what we can expect on Saturday.
Well, Saturday, the march begins at 3:00 p.m. if the weather permits. If the weather is really, really cold and the wind's really blowing, we will cancel the march. But it will begin at 3, and it starts at the Central National Bank Event Center, and we'll march about 4 blocks around, and we'll end up back at the event center, and at 4 o'clock the program starts. The celebration actually starts at 4 o'clock. So if the weather's bad, we won't march, and you can come and get seated, or we will start on time at 4 o'clock at the celebration.
The celebration service, tell us kind of in detail what that's all about. If somebody's watching for the first time and they've heard about each year the celebration service and the Dr. King events, but what specifically will take place?
Well, what will take place, of course, we'll have our mayor there to give our welcome.
Okay.
And then we'll have a keynote speaker, which is Dr. Ed Rollins. He's a local from here in Enid. We'll have Leona Mitchell, our opera singer. She'll give us a solo. And we'll also have the community choir. They'll give us a solo. And we also have diversity awards that we'll give out to different people that we felt like has made a difference in the community, and those will be a nonprofit, an individual, and a business that we'll give an award to. And then we have the children that's participated in the post and essay contest, and this year we added the poetry contest, and we'll have the children there that has won first, second, and third place, and we'll also give them, we'll reward them for that. And then we'll have a monologue skit. Now the program is going to last hopefully an hour, so we hopefully everybody starts on time, get there, and everything. So then we'll have a monologue, and then we'll wrap it up with the special dinner that's provided by the City of Enid, which we appreciate so much. Directly after the program, we'll have a special dinner served that day at 5 o'clock. The dinner will be served.
Okay.
So that's what
Very
it
good.
consists of.
So, Pat, every community event, in order to be successful, requires support from the community. If there's anyone out there that still wants to support this, this event, or they would like to donate, can you tell us a little bit about how anybody out there can give to this?
Yes,
Excuse me, because you have that scholarship fund
yes. And if you want
that
to,
people need to know about.
you can contact Stephanie Carr at the City of Enid, and I don't have her number in front of me, but you can contact any of the members at the City of Enid, and they will give you her number to donate. And we have lots of sponsors, and we appreciate all our sponsors because we have the Martin Luther King Scholarship Fund that we help a student when they're going off to college. They get a scholarship for the whole 4 years they're in college, and we turn this over to the Intergenerational Women. They're part of this scholarship, and they supply the student, and they nominate, they pick. We just turn it over to them.
Very good.
Yeah.
And I would like to add, if anybody wants to contact Stephanie Carr directly, you can always use her email. It's scarr@enid.org. That would also be a great method to be able to donate for this cause.
Yes.
Pat, it's really, for me, it's hard to imagine it's been 50 years since the tragic death of Dr. King. 50 years. It just seemed like, I don't know when, but 10 years used to be a long time, 25 years used to be a long time, but here 50 years since the tragic death. There's a quote that we've kind of, or you guys have incorporated in your event this year. It says, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." And that theme is associated with the 2018 event here in Enid, but also across the country. That quote, what does that mean to you? And that's one of Dr. King's quotes.
Well, because he was for justice, you know, and he wanted to make sure that everybody was, like I say, treated equal. And that was one of his themes, injustice and everywhere, not just in one place, but justice for everybody, everywhere. And we went on with that theme, and that's what we feel like that we can help people realize, that justice for everyone. Yeah.
It seems like when Memorial Day comes around, that it's almost a lake holiday. Veterans Day is a little bit different, July 4th. We always have these different holidays and different meetings, but I think it's important that when we get to Dr. King's day, if you will, that we really set aside time as individuals and also as a country to remember individuals that have given so much for us, even 50 years later. That's quite a legacy.
Yes.
To be remembered 50 years
50
later
years.
of the commitment and what Dr. King stood for. So, Pat, Sarah and I have just kind of been throwing some questions at you this morning. Is there anything that you want to share about really the commission or the event? I mean, we have time.
Well, we just want everybody to come out and feel welcome to come to the event. We have plenty of room, and all the city commissioners, we just would like to have everyone to come out. Everyone's welcome. And this is big for us because it's the 50th year, like he says, since his assassination, and we want to just really make it big. And because Dr. Martin Luther King, he was a man, to me, I think he was a man of God, and he loved people, and he was a man of integrity, and he really focused on everybody being treated equal. He was really for equality. So we feel like if we can get the whole community involved, and it's really been good this year. We really appreciate all the people that has been involved. We've had a lot of people that's really helped us a lot. City of Enid, and of course, Mr. Kind has been really kind. in helping us with everything. So we would love for y'all to come out 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock for the march. If it's not bad weather, we're going to march. And Dr. Martin Luther King march, he was a march for peace. We're going to have a peaceful march. That's what he was all about. It wasn't nothing rowdy or anything. We want to just show that we still want to carry his legacy on and just keep it going every year. And I think it's better this year than it was last year. And I think it'll get better and better. And we appreciate everybody that has been involved with it.
Thank you, Pat. Pat Stevenson, chairperson for the Martin Luther King Commission here in Enid, Oklahoma.